That was wild. Let's get into it.
Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Yeah. UConn, baby. Home of the champions. Let's go.
Welcome into the HoopsCap pod. We're live here on wherever you find me here. I'm trying to get my headphones to work. I apologize. I'm so emotionally and drained by that game, especially towards the end of it where, we're trying to close it out and, I'm happy that we won and everything that goes with it. But, man, turning the ball over and, having that issue to essentially have to get a 5-second call because they didn't have timeouts to end up getting that dub. Listen, we're 4-1 against ranked opponents. Really happy. The only loss, obviously, against Arizona. And they essentially were dominating us down low, similar to what happened today. I enjoyed that game, but it also was one of those games that was super stressful. I'll enjoy it more tomorrow. I was super impressed with Malachi Smith to come off the bench and have 9 assists and 1 turnover. Hit some big free throws. I didn't lead with the foul situation, but at some point, I totally understand that people are going to call this crying or whining or whatever. At some point, you got to tell me that if you're going to call ticky-tack fouls on Braylon, on Solo, on others, but then you're not going to call Florida fouls, grabbing Braylon, grabbing Solo with all of the action that we do, because don't give me that we don't drive to the hoop enough, so we don't get those calls. As much as we dive down to the lane with backdoor cuts and zoom screens and all of the different actions that we do off horns, like, give me a freaking break, man. I don't want to hear that shit. The refs were terrible. You got Sam Vecini, one of the most respected draft experts in the country, who's like half watching the game and turns it on and goes, "Good God, like, are they going to call any of these fouls?" Like, it's one of the reasons why. And don't get me wrong, I'm not one of these people, but I have friends who don't watch college basketball because they rather watch the NBA because they feel like there's more freedom of movement, et cetera, right? So, of course listen, that's not even the point. It's nothing in the game is too physical for Braylon. He was one of the best defenders on the floor. They fucking bottled him up with the amount of bullshit fouls they called on him. He barely got to play. He had 5 fouls. He had 6 points in like 10 minutes. The kid's a monster. Don't give me that shit. There's if you say that shit, you don't know ball. He's a freshman. He's 200 pounds at 6'6". You try to tell me he needs to bulk up? Nah, man. He needs to stop getting the bullshit fouls called on him. And I'm sorry. It was 29 to or 30 to 10 free throw disparity. Get out of here. Give me that shit. Anyway, Caravan, absolute monster. If I hear anybody complain about Alex Caravan again, just don't root for the UConn anymore. Go root for Duke. Go root for all the fancy teams, all this other shit. Some guy was on my page earlier being like, man, your boy's got to check for his ankles. Yeah, that's cool, because then he hit it in your eye hole, and then that same dude airballed a 3 that would have tied the game. The funniest tweet of the night was from my cousin's husband saying, My dude thought it was Linsanity out there in Madison Square Garden when he airballed that 3. I definitely got a chuckle out of that. I take nothing away from Xavier Lee. I thought he had a good game. I thought they allowed a little bit too much from him in terms of the step throughs and some of the shit he got away with. Down low where he had like 9 free throws in the first half. I mean, come on, man. I don't care about being cocky. We have cocky dudes on our team. Ryba. Whew, how good has Eric Ryba been? He saved the season from the start. He absolutely has been one of the best players on the floor. Honestly, I think the depth of this team kind of mitigates a lot of the issues that I think we have around point guard. And what I mean by that is because Malachi with nine assists. He hit some clutch free throws. How about the 2 free throws that were missed by Malachi and Solo? Just to go to that really quick, that literally like rimmed. I don't think I've ever seen a ball rim out like that. That was really wild. At the end of the game from 2 really good free throw shooters. Rob is a special player. If you don't watch out, that dude's going to get snatched up in the pros real fast. If you see the scrolling across the stream, this show is presented by the law offices of James E. Sulik. Definitely someone that you need to talk to if you have any legal issues, personal injury, anything. You know, there's a lot of dumb shit that happens to people that's by accident. You get pulled over, you realize, oh shit, my license is expired by like 2 days, and now you have a court case. So go talk to James E. Sulik. I think you see the number will scroll across the screen. It's in South Windsor. He also does something that a lot of lawyers don't do, which is these emergency consultations. So like if you wanted to call him, he's not going to charge you. He's not going to be like, all right, let's start the clock. It's 860-644-4700. It'll kind of tell you what the price will be and, you know, all of that. Good dude, big time UConn fan. So listen, you go to him and you tell him you saw it on the show, and you know, maybe he'll cut you a deal. Don't tell him I said that. You never know. Maybe he won't cut you a deal. But either way, he's going to do right by you. James is a good dude, and apparently pretty damn good baller back in the day. Look, good win, solid win. I don't think nothing was perfect, but I do think that UConn, I mean, think about it. Terrace is like, I want to even say like maybe playing 80% and, you know, played pretty damn good. Obviously looked really confident with the ball, knocked down those 2 free throws that were clutch at the end of the game. The team with him finally looks like a finished product that still has some rough edges. That's probably the best way to, assess it. I'm going to bring Tyler in because this is going to be a very short show. I'm not going to lie to you. It's midnight. I'm tired. What's up, dude?
I agree. It's almost midnight. I think a better way to
midnight.
Yeah. I think a better way to frame it, it's not a finished product, but we have the frame, the pieces are all in place, and they have the structure. I just feel like, the game at the end was way more stressful than it had to be.
Yeah.
I just feel like Hurley needs to figure out this press. They got to be able to just break it, get an easy bucket, and just like stop it. But generally, like, they're through the gauntlet now, right? This was their last hardest game before they get a slew of, I don't know, like 10 games where they're like the clear better team where they can really work on things. And I think we're really going to start seeing them gel. I think Mullins is a game changer. Like when he gets out there, what do you have, like 6 points in like the first like 4 minutes? He is just like an absolute game changer. And it's just
how about the little action? How about the little action they did with him and Terrace, where there was that isolation movement, and it kind of looked like he was going to go up for a little jump shot, and he kind of put that little duck down.
Well, that's exactly what they did. You bring your best scorer right into the paint, threatens the paint. The guys have to contest him, and allows Terrace to get position to steal his guy to get an easy layup. And he just dumped it off. That was all scripted. That was not that wasn't like off the cuff or anything.
Trust me,
I know.
Scripted
by Dan Hurley and his staff. That was like an incredible play. But I think generally, what's that?
Go ahead, Tyler.
No, I think generally like there's still like each player has things like Malachi when he's out there. It just seems like he doesn't know the playbook or he doesn't know how to set shit up. There's like just moments where things are like haywire with him.
Malachi.
Yeah, Malachi. Then you have Silas. Like it seems like he's trying really hard to be that floor general, which is awesome. But like I really would like to see more offense out of him, right? Him taking more of those 3-pointers, him attacking the rim. He hasn't been doing that. And then Solo, I mean, he's an elite shooter, but I feel like his basketball IQ is low because they had this one play where he comes ripping off a screen. The shot's not there, so he dribbles into the paint. And Stewart's guy comes off of him, and Stewie went back door, and all he had to do was hit Stewie in the back cut, but instead he dribbles to try to beat Stewie's guy, and he loses the ball. Like he just doesn't he doesn't see things. He's either shooting or he's putting his head down and trying to get to the rim. Like he cannot create at all. So I think just like having Mullins out there where you can use him, like Liam, a lot of times they would run him off screens and then have him create off those screens, and then Solo will get a lot more easier looks. So I think having Mullins there and Reed, those two players it just relieves so much pressure on the other guys, because other guys are more two-dimensional guys, and you have Reed, who's probably a dominant two-dimensional guy, and you just have this, the queen, like your queen on the chessboard is Mullins. You're playing this, you just beat 4-1 now? You just beat 4 potential Final Four teams without a queen and without, what do you want to call, and your I don't know, your rook.
Rook, yeah.
Reed, like there is, and they won it with defense. So I think there's a lot of potential here. There's a lot of areas to grow. And yeah, I'm excited.
I would say to you that even though Malachi isn't perfect yet, and he really doesn't, he really has a lot of areas to improve on. I mean, the guy, he still delivers 9 assists to 1 turnover. If
I haven't looked at the box score yet.
Yeah, I mean, he was more impactful than Silas. I'm sorry. Like, he been more impactful than Silas in terms of production, in terms of playing the type of defense that we need, in staying in front of his man. And listen, man, he plays hard and he's infectious. And Dan has a perfect description for him. Is he a bell cow running back? No, that's Silas. But he's a scat back. He's a third string guy. A third down back is what I meant. And the box score is, it doesn't tell the whole story. But if you really do look at this from a perspective of, I would agree with you more on Malachi if he had 9 assists and like 7 turnovers. But 9 assists to 1 turnover is
is good. So the thing is, though, he did have that terrible take where he just drove it right in there, got stuffed. He had another take.
Take the good with the bad.
Well, no, I understand that, but what I'm saying is he does create, but in the moment when the game is getting tight, you want a guy that's going to set them up into the offense, because the offense is what's elite. And regarding,
I think you're right about that in terms of, but here's the problem: if Silas is playing to the level that he's outplaying Malachi, then he's going to be in that situation where he's the more steadier, the steady hand. But he wasn't tonight. That's the reason why Malachi had all those opportunities. Therefore, he has more freedom to do stupid shit, like you mentioned. You see what I'm saying? Like, his role is supposed to come in and kind of create the havoc.
No, I know that.
Silas plays poorly, like he did 100%. Tonight, he plays more, and then his stats reflect that. So I think my issue is, in a better officiated game, Mullins doesn't have 5 fouls. He likely has the ball in his hands for some of these situations anyway. And, in a perfect world, Silas actually plays like the big point guard that we need, because he has all the tools, man. Like, I don't get it sometimes with him. I really don't. And I'm truly, really trying not to be hypercritical, because I do understand that people will say to me, well, do you remember when Tristan wasn't? Stop comparing him to Tristan Newton. Number one. Okay. Number 2, like, when Tristan Newton was brought in, I'll ask you, Tyler, when you saw he transferred to UConn, were you like, whoa, Tristan Newton from East Carolina?
No.
Wow.
Dude, right? I didn't even know he transferred. I remember started watching them and being frustrated with him. I was like, this guy doesn't. I'm used to UConn point guards. So my point,
yeah. Right. So my point to you, Tyler, is this: I live in North Carolina. I saw Tristan Newton play multiple occasions. When he went to UConn, I was like, that's interesting. Maybe he could be good, because he was a scorer. Like, he averaged like 18 points a game at East Carolina. You know what I mean? In the American. So it's not like he was like playing in a mid-major. It's like that one step up. We used to be in the American that when it wasn't as bad as it is now. But my point is like, there's no comparison. There just isn't. Silas played at fucking Georgia, played in the best conference in the country last year and averaged almost 15 points a game. And then he comes to UConn and looks like a totally different player. That's my only complaint.
You're also comparing Silas after what, 6, 7 games or 8 games, whatever it's been, 9 games. to a Tristan Newton who you've seen the
No,
outcomes,
you're
right?
missing the point. When I'm talking about in there, because people have said that, like, do you remember when Tristan struggled? I said yes, but I didn't have the same expectations because I knew what Tristan Newton was at East Carolina.
But
His ascension is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about 6 games in, 6 games in.
Yeah, I agree with you. So I think Silas is playing much more of a floor general role than Tristan Newton had to, because Tristan Newton, especially in 24-25, had the benefit of Cam Spencer and Steph Castle, and then DR off the bench. So you just had so many guys, so many high IQ basketball players on that team.
This I agree with David in the comments, but I think you're also missing a larger point that I'm trying to make, which is when he looked so good at Georgia, especially in big games against Florida, against others. I'm rooting for the kid. I think when people like think you're criticizing, you're like, well, I never want to see that kid play again. No, I'm rooting for him. I just want him to be more assertive and take opportunities when they're given, and not like, what's the one shot he took today that when they went under on the screens with him? And I was just like, of all the times you had Mullins on a cooking, you had Solo cooking, decision making. That's what they brought. You talked about Malachi. We brought him in to make better decisions, and that's just not a read that you can make. I'm sorry.
I don't know what player you're talking about. I know that he missed.
It was a quick shot. It was a quick shot when guys were really shooting well in the flow of the game, and if it went in, obviously everyone's like, great. But it was just like it just was very out of character. Like if he's reading it under screens and he's taking advantage of it from the start, then do it. But he just doesn't do it enough. So when he does do it, it's kind of like, why?
Yeah, no, it's interesting.
That's all.
I feel like my take, I feel we have very different takes on the backcourt, and I feel much more comfortable when Silas is in. But I feel like things are in control. I do understand that he is not doing. He had a great BYU game, and since that BYU game, he has not shown those like high level flashes that we're used to seeing. But I feel like things are much more consistent when he's out there, and because Malachi is that change of pace back. So when you bring Malachi in and expecting him to play a role that he's not really, to play that general that Silas is supposed to be, and Malachi's a change of pace, like it looks awkward. It's not. It doesn't look right. But the one thing I want to say regarding the free throws, I don't think UConn will ever shoot more free throws than their opponent. So I think people need to realize that we're always going to have a free throw disparity.
No,
the way they run their offense is slow. I don't agree with that at all. It's a slow grind. It's a slow grind offense, and they get open.
You're missing the point.
Constantly attack the rim recklessly,
Tyler,
and just hammer putbacks. That's the way Florida plays down low.
You of all people should know that the way UConn runs their offense, with the constant motion and the constant back screens and the slipping and the go screens, guys get grabbed all the time, and when you get hindered, that's why it looks like shit sometimes.
They're not saying,
but you can't tell me, dude. When an NBA guy like Sam Vecini, who does an incredible podcast that's like probably top 10 podcast in the world on basketball, tweets out that the UConn players, in particular Braylon Mullins, is getting mauled coming around screens and not calling it. Like it just, I'm sorry. Also when we're talking about like over the back calls, we're talking about when Terrace gets the ball down low, the 12 times that he gets it and he gets one foul. It's just, I'm sorry. Like it's just not, it's not realistic.
I'm not speaking to the referees. I'm speaking to style of play. The style of play, they're a slow grind offense. They don't recklessly attack the rim and get putbacks after putbacks. So they're not going to get, when that happens, refs blow the whistle, especially underneath the hoop. UConn is, I have to go back. I don't know if they were in free throw disparity in the two title runs. It's just not the style of basketball that they play.
Listen, if they're playing bulletproof basketball where they're making the level of shot making that they had in the tournament runs that they had in 23 and 24, I mean, dude, it's clearly tonight itself was just an awful officiated game. I'm sorry, it just was. Forget about whether or not you agree that there's should be a free throw disparity or not based off of the way they play. But I do understand that point, but I also feel like, for a UConn team to still win this game essentially by 2 possessions and be out free throwed by almost 20 is insane. Just to show how good this team actually is, that if it was called even 60-40 in that range, they win this game by 10 or 12 points.
Yeah, I think they're going to be on the short end. Like, I'm not talking about just like fouls, but they're not a team that draws a lot of shooting fouls. Like, yes, they're going to get held and they'll get into the bonus.
But the accumulation of fouls is what gets you to the free throw line.
I'm
not talking about shooting fouls. I'm not talking about driving to the hoop. That's not.
But that's what I'm saying. But that is also how you generate free throws before you get into the bonus. And they don't.
So you're trying to tell me that officials shouldn't call fouls when we're talking about motion and guys getting grabbed? But
that's
if you
not
go
what
to
I'm
the
saying
rim
at all.
more, that's part of what we're talking about tonight. That's what happened tonight.
I'm saying that the style of offense does not generate a lot of shooting fouls. So you have to get to 7 fouls before they get to the free throw line is what I'm saying. Whereas if another team is getting all shooting fouls for their first 6 fouls, that's 12 free throws, Mark. That's a lot of free throws. That's a big difference. Multiply that by 2. That's 24 free throws in a game. There's your difference.
Or maybe we could just call the game and not call bullshit fouls.
But that's not what I'm arguing, Mark.
But it kind of is, though.
Like, I'm not talking about referees.
It is what it is, man. They won the game. Anyway, listen, I'm so done. Like, it's 20 minutes. That's kind of the limit. I'm not cutting it short because I don't agree with you. I'm just tired.
No, I got it.
I appreciate everybody on the stream. There's like 500 people watching us yell at each other. And now I'm tired and I want to go to bed. UConn wins 77-73. I know some people are probably pissed because it was 4.5. And that last free throw probably snaked a few people out of some dough. What was this? No, I'm not mad. Dude, I'm exhausted. I'm mad at Tyler's face. That's what I'm mad at. No.
Mark, no more talking about the referees. Every live pod, you start with the referees.
Yeah, they should because it's criminal. James Breeding should be hung and quartered. Okay, James Breeding should be taken out back like in Casino and asked him which hand do you jerk off with.
Dude, I hate it.
Break his hand on the other side.
It's terrible to watch a game where it's whistle.
It's awful. It hijacks the whole game.
Yeah,
like,
it's terrible.
Do you think I really give a shit about whether or not James Breeding calls fouls and Braylon Mullins plays 12 minutes tonight? I'm so done with these officials, dude. It truly is why people go to watch the NBA because it's like, whatever, 6 fouls, no one truly fouls out. And I deal with some travels and some flopping, but, I get to watch good basketball. Like, I want UConn to actually, when they get a great officiating game, you know what happens? They blow a team out.
Yeah.
Happens every time.
It's coming. Everyone needs to be patient, but it's coming.
All right. I'm out. Right. You guys, peace. No one else wanted to jump on, so honestly, I'm just, yeah. By the way, this shirt, I'm gonna get the link in the chat if you guys want to check it out. You're Not Hollywood, Bro. There's one that's there's a couple other really cool ones. Let's see. Before I go, I'll get that up and then I'll jump out of here. This shirt is from, I'm sorry. I know I'm searching for the link because then I can explain it better. It's carried by UConn, I think, something like that. There it is. Yep. She has like a collection. She's the girlfriend of one of like Little Red's fans here. Let's see. That's the link. No, Ross is not a liability. Get the fuck off my screen. Tyler does make a lot of sense. I listen, I'm not arguing that we should have had 29 free throw shots and they should have 27. I'm arguing that it shouldn't have been a 20 point spread disparity. That's the argument. Anyway. So anyway, this shirt right here, see if I can, the shirt I'm wearing, it's carried by UConn. Let me pull up the link myself so I can talk about it while before I go. It's spelled Kerried by UConn. All the products. She has this one, Hollywood, You're Not Hollywood, Bro, from the Dan Hurley book that's behind me. Then you got Little Red's Army in a couple different colors. You have the Storrs South. This one's really cool. It's a Gamble Pavilion Church shirt, and yeah, wanted to support it. Love it. Yeah, it is what it is. Critical moments several times this season. Yeah, we should cut him. We should never play him. He sucks. My guy. He's a 7th or 8th guy on the bench. And, you know, if we get something out of him, awesome. He's a culture kid. He is working his ass off. He plays good defense. Just give it a rest. All right, I'm out. Go see James Sulik if you have any issues. Great defense tonight. UConn wins 77-73. Over them Gators. Peace.
Let's get it, let's get it. Let's get it, let's get it. Yeah. UConn, baby. Home of the champions.